Representative of China, you have a point of order.
Thank you, Mr. President. Also, I don't like to repeat what I have said, but still I'm forced to repeat what I have said, and to repeat as you just have already clarified. This is a general item. This is a general debate on the item 8. As you just clarified, no speaker should selectively select one issue and comment only on one issue. Thank you, Mr. President.
I thank you. I'm going to go back to the speaker and ask her to continue, bearing in mind what have already been said in this room and more than once. Please, madam, you have the floor.
Thank you, Mr. President. What I'm going to say today is available as an Amnesty International public statement. Mr. President, the Vienna Declaration cannot be implemented in the abstract. Today, Amnesty International wishes to address follow-up in a specific, concrete situation. As I was saying, Amnesty International is concerned that in restoring order, the authorities have resorted to measures that violate international human rights law and standards. These have reportedly included excessive use of force, including lethal force and arbitrary detentions. Amnesty International has previously documented a pattern of torture and other treatment of detainees in Tibet by Chinese security forces.
Yes, the distinguished representative of China, you have the floor, sir.
Thank you, Mr. President. Mr. President, my delegation and most of the delegates in this room has fully understand your clarification you have made again and again. Now, since the speaker does not want to abide by the rule of procedures and does not want to show respect to this council on this item and does not want to use its right in a legal and a way according to the rules procedure. Now, I would like to kindly request you to stop her remarks. I thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you. As I said before, the Vienna Declaration and Program of Action covers a multitude of topics. We understood that the speaker, the organization she represents, had made a statement on an aspect. I'm sure that the Vienna Declaration and Program of Action covers other aspects as well. So I would like to invite the delegation to bear this in mind, and so that we may continue this statement.
Thank you, Mr. President. The Vienna Declaration affirms that, and I quote, "The promotion and protection of human rights is a legitimate concern of the international community," end of quote. I thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you. I'll give the floor to a representative of the Society for Threatened Peoples.
Mr. President, when it's come to the implementation of the Vienna Declaration on Human Rights, one way welcome the insertion of the words, I quote, respect for human rights in China's constitution. But when China engages in a people's war and a life or death struggle against the Tibetan people to suppress more than 35 demonstrations since 10th March, it's obvious how the constitution is being implemented. And according to latest report, the death toll from the demonstration is 140.
Excuse me. I saw the distinguished representative of Zimbabwe asking for the floor. You have a point of order, sir?
Thank you, Mr. President. My delegation is actually at a loss. We are discussing item 8 and not item 4. If it's not possible to have discussions or proper discussions on this item, Mr. President, can we adjourn? Thank you.
Thank you. The short answer would be yes, of course we can. but I think we should very well consider this statement. Before going on, I'd like to give the floor to the distinguished representative of the Switzerland. You have the floor for a point of order. And then Slovenia.
Sorry. Thank you, Mr. President. I have first question, and I seek your clarification, Mr. President. Can the non-member states ask for point of order? That's my first question. And secondly, on Vienna Declaration and Program of Action, let me say that this Program of Action and Vienna Declaration reaffirms that the promotion and protection of human rights is a legitimate concern of international community. Therefore, we believe that specific issues of concern, including the specific situations in countries, can and should be raised during this agenda item. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you. I'll give the floor to the distinguished representative of Switzerland, then I'll come back to you, and then Cuba.
Je vous remercie.
Thank you, President. I'd like to seek clarification too. Some delegations seem to believe that basically reference to a specific situation would only be able to be addressed under agenda item 4, whereas we are under item 8, which would allow for only abstract references to situations. But we understand that we are on item 8, and item 8, like item 3, protection and promotion of human rights, is an opportunity to measure the progress made since the Vienna Declaration and see whether the commitments entered into have been kept. And we seem to have to do this separate from certain specific situations. So basically, we're making this a toothless organization with no credibility, with no real relevance. So for my part, sir, if I've understood the situation, I don't think we should be muzzled and be bereft of any freedom of speech. If we take an approach, we should be able to evoke specific circumstances and situations, including under item 8, and therefore I don't think reference to specific situations should be reserved solely for item 4.
Je donne
Thank you.